procession. Academic procession is led by Honorable Registrar. Academic procession is led by Honorable Registrar. The procession is entering the hall. I would request everyone to greet the academic procession with a standing ovation and remain standing till all the members of the procession have occupied their respective seats. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You may please be seated. We welcome you all on behalf of StarX University. Honorable luminaries, learned professors, dear colleagues and students, a very good morning to each one present here. I, Nikita, Assistant Professor in English, feel privileged to welcome the august gathering present here from the core of my heart on behalf of StarX University on the special occasion of first virtual convocation ceremony. Let me first acknowledge the presence of our eminent guests, our distinguished chief guest of the day, Honorable Dr. Mrs. Pankaj Mittal, Secretary General, Association of Indian Universities. Guest of honor, Honorable Chancellor Shri Mohinder Singh and Mrs. Poonam Singh. I also sincerely welcome the academic procession, chairperson of this convocation ceremony, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. M.M. Goyal, Registrar Dr. S.L. Vashisht, Controller of Examinations, Mrs. Anuradha Chabra, Dean Academics, Dr. Divya Tyagi, Dean Students Welfare, Mr. G.S. Kalra, Dean Research and Innovation Center, Professor Dr. Manoj Kumar, Dean School of Commerce and Management, Professor Dr. B.B. Tiwari, and Dean School of Life Sciences, Dr. Shalini Johri. It's indeed a great pleasure to heartily welcome you all on the first virtual convocation ceremony. Thank you all for giving us your precious time. Talent and skills are the crops that are nurtured, groomed, and given all possible opportunities to grow and bloom. Convocation Day is the celebration of the harvest of this crop. This day, after all, is much awaited day in every student's life, as it gives the returns to the efforts put in by them throughout their academic endeavor. It is stepped with a sense of achievement, a sense of responsibility towards fulfilling further commitments. And most importantly, it makes them work harder to build a successful career ahead. Welcome to the convocation ceremony of StarX University. Everyone who is born in this great land has only one identity. We are all Indians. Hold your head high. Let the country know you are proud to be an Indian. Now, may I request all of you to please stand up for Vande Mataram. Thank you, everyone. Light depicts knowledge and divinity, as it not only dispels darkness but also illuminates our souls. May I have the honor of requesting Chief Guest Dr. Pankaj Mittal, Guest of Honor Sri Mohinder Singh and Mrs. Poonam Singh, Chairperson of the Convocation Ceremony, Professor Dr. M.M. Goyal, Registrar Dr. S.L. Vashisht, COE Mrs. Anuradha Chhabra, to invoke the Almighty by lighting the lamp. I also request Dean Academics Dr. Divya Tyagi to escort the dignitaries for the lamp lighting ceremony. Let the Saraswati Vandana be played. Thank you, everyone. You are requested to take your seats. Flowers are the bounty of nature, which expresses humility and tenderness of human emotions. They reflect both warmth and greetings. May I have the honor of requesting Dean Computer Science and Engineering, Dr. Richa Chaturvedi, to present a bouquet to the Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. Mrs. Pankaj Mittal, Secretary General, Association of Indian Universities. Please, ma'am. We can see Dr. Richa is presenting a bouquet to the Honorable Chief Guest.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for doing the honors. Also, may I have the honor of requesting Vice Chancellor Professor Dr. M.M. Goyal and Dr. S.L. Vashisht to present a bouquet to the Honorable Guests of Honor, His Highness Chancellor Sri Mohinder Singh and Mrs. Poonam Singh. Thank you so much, sir, for doing the honors. The Honorable Registrar is now requested to invite the Chief Guest to declare the convocation ceremony of StarX University open.
Madam, kindly declare the convocation open. Madam, kindly declare the convocation open.
I declare the convocation open.
The registrar, Dr. S.L. Vashisht, is requested to bless the students with his welcome address. Please, sir.
Honorable Chief Guest of the Day, Dr. Mrs. Pankaj Mittal, Secretary General, AIU Delhi, Shri Mahendra Singh, Chancellor, Mrs. Poonam Sambi, Guest of the Day, Professor Dr. M.N. Goel, Vice Chancellor of the University, Deans of Schools, Controller of Examinations, Member of Board of Management and Academic Council, distinguished guests, dear graduates, postgraduates, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed my great honor and privilege to welcome each one of you on behalf of the university and on my own behalf on this auspicious occasion. I especially extend my heartiest welcome to Dr. Pankaj Mittal, who has spared her valuable time to join us and to deliver the convocation address. Dr. Pankaj Mittal is Secretary General of Indian Universities, also Additional Secretary, UGC, New Delhi, is a President of India Awardee 2017 for Digital Invitation Individuals in Higher Education. Dr. Pankaj Mittal is a Fulbright Scholar and has been a topper in MSc and did her PhD in Agricultural Statistics from IARI, New Delhi. She has a rich experience of more than 3 decades in higher education in the field of policy, planning and management of higher education, including promotion of access, equity, relevance, quality, and human resource management. Dr. Mittal was appointed by Governor of Haryana as the first regular Vice Chancellor of Bhagat Phool Singh Mahila Vishwavidyalaya, the first rural women university of Northern India in 2008. She is the youngest woman to be the Vice Chancellor at the age of 44 years only. To understand an honest task of building up a tiny Gurukul into an institution of repute, Dr. Mittal introduced a series of innovative practices and reforms as the Vice Chancellor of the only rural residential multi-faculty women's state university of the country, which imparts education to 7,000 girls from KG to PG level in a holistic manner. Within a short span of about 6 years, in her 2 terms as the Vice Chancellor, Dr. Mittal transformed the Gurukul into a university which is now on the international map with collaboration with foreign universities. Dr. Mittal has visited a number of countries including USA, Canada, United Kingdom, Australia, South Korea, Spain, Germany, South Africa, Hong Kong, Malaysia, Mauritius, Philippines, to name a few. Dr. Mittal had the privilege to lead a delegate of 15 Vice Chancellors to UK for academic collaborations. I am sure that convocation address by her will be long cherished as a memorable event in the history of the university. We shall remain over-obliged to you, madam, for taking a day off from your busy schedule and being with us to bless the graduates and postgraduates of this university. We extend our most sincere and warmest welcome to you, madam. I have also the honor of extending my warm welcome to other distinguished guests who have very kindly accepted our invitation to grace the occasion and bless our students. I also welcome our faculty members, friends from the media, and all the students getting their degree today. StarX University is a unique university of its own kind. I am happy to report that in a short span of 4 years, has made its name in the field of higher education. We have well-qualified, experienced, motivated, and honest faculty to teach and mentor our students. The syllabi are continuously updated as per New Education Policy 2020, and new courses are introduced We are in the process of starting many new courses with effect from 2021 after getting approval from the state government. We are making honest effort for becoming unique in Indore of higher education by imparting quality education and transforming the students into human capital needed in the economy today. We are indebted to each one who has contributed in our Indore. Research is an integral and significant part of the university, and our faculty members are involved with honesty of purpose. The university and industry link programs are gainfully groomed. Our pollution-free green campus is equipped with excellent infrastructure facilities. The university campus with 5 hostels, including 3 girls hostels, is a home to students from different parts of India and abroad. I assure you, ladies and gentlemen, StarX University is committed to produce quality human resource needed today. We understand our social responsibility, and thus, besides offering many scholarships to the needy and economically weaker sections of the society, I take the opportunity to congratulate the graduates and postgraduates who receive the degree. Indeed, the learning process should never end, as it is a lifelong process. We must set out goals, objectives, and targets and work honestly to achieve the same with motivation. We should select a career that is not only challenging and rewarding, but also provides us employability and satisfaction. I have no doubt that each and every one of us will be very successful and happy, but make sure we should not forget our alma mater, StarX University. With these words, I once again extend my heartiest welcome to all of you and wish you a great success and happiness in life. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your words of wisdom. I would now like to request Honorable Vice Chancellor to begin the proceedings of the ceremony by conferment of the degrees. Please, sir.
The degree of certificate courses of paramedical sciences and diploma of pharmaceutical sciences, graduates of life sciences, physical sciences, computer sciences, humanities, and commerce and management, postgraduates of physical sciences, life sciences, and commerce and management be presented.
Now, for doing the honors, I would hand over the mic to Controller of Examinations, Mrs. Anuradha Chabra, for announcing the names of candidates for the distribution of the degrees. Please, ma'am.
Thank you, Nikita. Good morning, distinguished guests who all are present here and have joined us virtually. I welcome Honorable Chief Guest Dr. Pankaj Mittal, Chancellor Shri Mohinder Singh Ji, First Lady of the University, Ms. Poonam Singh, Honorable Vice Chancellor Dr. M.M. Goel, respected Registrar Dr. S.L. Vishisht, all deans, and all the graduates. Ma'am, I present you these candidates who have been certified after examination to be duly qualified to receive the certificate, diploma, and degree of graduate and masters of various schools of StarX University, to which degree I pray they may be admitted.
Let the candidates be presented.
Thank you, ma'am. Now, here is a list of the students who have been awarded certificates, diploma, degrees of graduates, and postgraduates. There are some candidates who have been given with first with distinction, that is, they have scored more than 75%. And those who have been awarded with first excellent, they have scored more than 80%. And those who have scored more than 90%, they have been awarded with first outstanding. So first in the list is the certificate course, that is Certificate of Radio Imaging and Technology, Muhammad Nazim. He got second division. Vakil from Certificate of Medical Laboratory Technology with 7.50 CGPA, first with distinction. Avdesh, he is from batch 2019, Certificate of Operation Technology, Theatre Technology, with the CGPA 6.25. Now, next is the list of D Pharmacy, that is Diploma in Pharmacy. So we have 60 candidates here, and those who have been awarded diplomas. Mr. Rakesh Kumar, Mr. Abhinav Shankar, Madan Mohan, Yashpal Sharma, Deepak Bhardwaj, Pankaj, Rohit Yadav, Arvind Kumar Yadav, Manish Kumar Dikshit, Ravender Singh, Anup Kumar Sharma, Afzal Khan, Mamta Agarwal, Rajesh, Sheetal Kharbanda, Deepak Kumar, Deepak, Aman Kumar, Ramesh Kumar Tripathi, Vijay Kumar Shukla, Varish with first with distinction, Ankush, Kunal Atrish, Ankit Kumar, Narendra Kumar, Monica first with distinction, Hena, Mohammad Rizwan, Baljit Singh, Jonit Yadav, Vikram Singh, Mahesh Kumar, Amit Goel, Rajiv Dang, Anisha Goel, Jatin Gulani, Rajat Jain, first with distinction, Neha Gulati, Vinay Kumar Jain, Harish Kumar Gupta, Pawan, Kusam Aneja, Sachin, Bhavna, Sanjay, Lalit Kumar, Anshul Kushwaha, Ashish Kumar Agrawal, Kumari Neeraj, Krishan Kumar, Gunjan Agarwal, Pankaj Kumar Jain, Ramendra Rathi, Mohammad Javed, Kishan Kumar Sharma, Himanshu Chaudhary, Mohit Kumar Sikwar, Abhijay Shankar Bhardwaj, Anju, first outstanding, Sugandha Kumar, first outstanding, Neha, first with distinction, Shama, first with distinction, Vipin, first with distinction, Rohit Deswal, Shubham Chauhan, Mahesh Sardana, first with distinction, Upeksha, first with distinction, Ayushi, first with distinction. She is from BSc, yes, okay. BSc Honors Chemistry, Upeksha Yadav, first with distinction. Ayushi Srivastav, first excellent. Diya Sharma, first excellent. Mukul Sharma, first with distinction. Mohit Yadav, first with distinction. Ajay Yadav. Now, BSc Non-Medical, Pinky Tonger, first excellent. Neha Sharma, first with distinction. Monica, first excellent. Sapna, first excellent. Asha Yadav, first outstanding. Sushma, first excellent. Jyoti Yadav, first excellent. Preeti Sharma, first outstanding. Manish, first with distinction. Rahul, Roshan, Kuldeep, Tushar. Now from the School of Humanities, Saiza Bano, Jyoti, Chandni, first with distinction. Dheeraj Yadav, Nitesh Kumar, Akash, Vishal Khatana, Manjeet Bhati, Atul Yadav. Next is BCom pass from the School of Commerce and Management. First in the list is Deepak Yadav, first excellent. Deepak Yadav, first excellent. Ritu Mehlawat, first excellent. Deepak Yadav, first excellent. Ritu Mehlawat, first excellent. Pooja, first excellent. Honors. BCom honors, Nikita Monica Yadav, first excellent. Vandana Rawat, first with distinction. Anjali Kaushik, first with distinction. Gauri Sharma, first excellent. Nikhil Kaushik. Prakash Sharma, first with distinction. Sachin Signora. Mansi Gupta, first with distinction. Sapna, first excellent. Anjali Vashisht, first with distinction, BBA. Surav Yadav, BBA. Suraj Yadav, Kushal Sharma, Anita Deshwal, first outstanding. Anita Deshwal, Computer Science Department, first outstanding. Manisha Nagar, first with distinction. Brijesh, Dipanshu Sandhi, Mahesh, Yogesh Yadav, first with distinction. Anuj Yadav, Sandeep Rathwi, Ankit Kumar Soni, Kartik Kumar, Pradeep Malik, Rahul Dhariwal, Parveen Malik. School of Education. Neha Sharma. School of Library and Information Sciences. Dilip Hina Khan, Hina Khan from the batch 2018. Farhan Khan, first excellent. Next in the group is postgraduates of batch 2017 and 2018. Postgraduates, MA. PG diploma in psychological, clinical psychological humanities, Dipkesh Kumar, first excellent. PG diploma in yoga, Kumari Rinki Chauhan. Next, from the School of Physical Sciences, MSc Mathematics, batch 2017. MSc Mathematics, batch 2017, Manisha, first outstanding. Monica, first outstanding. Sangeeta Rani, first outstanding. Jyoti Yadav, first outstanding. Komal, first outstanding. Archana Yadav, first outstanding. Pramila Kumari, first outstanding. Ekta, first outstanding. Preeti, first outstanding. Batch 2018, MSc Mathematics, Pooja Yadav, first with distinction. Ritu Yadav, first with distinction. Sarita, first excellent. Tama, first with distinction. Rakhi Yadav, first outstanding. Sonia, first with distinction. Pooja Yadav, first with distinction. Next is MSc Physics from the School of Physical Sciences. Jitendra Jangir, first with distinction. Bhavna, first excellent. Basant Kumar, first with distinction. Vandana, first with distinction. Priyanka, first excellent. Kamal Kant from Chemistry Department, MSc Chemistry. Kamal Kant, first excellent. Suman, first excellent. Sarita Chaudhary, first excellent. From School of Life Sciences, MSc Microbiology, Priya Atori, first excellent. Rinki, first excellent. Jyoti Kaushik, first excellent. Varsha Sairawat, first excellent. Monica Yadav, first excellent. Dimple, first excellent. Kiran, first excellent. Ritu Yadav, first excellent. Komal, first with distinction. Pooja, first excellent. Pooja Kumari. Rajneesh, first excellent. Sonu, first with distinction. Dipali Mehra, first with distinction. Next, School of Commerce and Management, MCom. Pinky, first outstanding. Uma Sharma, first outstanding. Priyanka Yadav, first outstanding. Neetu Verma, first outstanding. Khushbu Kina, first outstanding. Manisha, first outstanding. Sarita, first outstanding. Rinki, first outstanding. Next, MBA, School of Commerce and Management. Kapil Yadav, Chirag Yadav, Dinesh, first with distinction. Amit, first with distinction. Pooja Yadav, first excellent. Gaurav Kumar, Shilpa, first with distinction. Rohit Yadav, first excellent. Sachin Yadav, Karunesh Yadav, Sarita Kami, first excellent. Vipin Yadav, first with distinction. Shivangi Vishkarma, first excellent. Aman Kumar, first with distinction. Ashwini Kumar Agarwal, first excellent. Deepak Yadav, Nupur Goswami, Vikas Yadav, Tarun Chauhan, first with distinction. Nitish Kumar, first with distinction. Kajal Devi, first excellent. Chandan Kumar Vishkarma, first with distinction. Rudra Rahul, first with distinction. Ashish Ranjan, Diksha Sangral, Shreya Srivastav, Mohini Kumari, Vikrant Patyal, Ayushi Agarwal, first with distinction. And the last, Praveen Dwivedi. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I humbly request respected Registrar, Dr. S.L. Vashisht, to invite Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. Pankaj Mittal, to honor the students by awarding medals to the rank holders. Please, sir.
Madam, I present the following students for award of medals and certificate of merit for graduates, postgraduates, and diploma holders in life science, physical sciences, commerce and management, and pharmaceutical sciences of batch 2017 and 2018 respectively. Gold medal is awarded for standing first in order of merit to Sugandha Kumar, BSc Medical, CGPA 9.44, Life Sciences, batch 2017. Ayushi Srivastav, BSc Honors Chemistry, CGPA 8.52, Physical Sciences, batch 2017. Preeti Sharma, BSc Non-Medical, CGPA 9.20, Physical Sciences, batch 2017. Ritu Mehalwat, BCom Pass 8.72, Commerce and Management, batch 2017. Gauri Sharma, BCom Honors, CGPA 8.08, Commerce and Management, batch 2017. Sapnam, BBA, CGPA 8.19, Commerce and Management, batch 2017. Ms. Sanita Deswal, BCA, CGPA 9.10, Computer Science, batch 2017. Ms. Jyoti Yadav, MSc Mathematics, 9.27, Physical Sciences, batch 2017. Priyanka Yadav, Master of Commerce, CGP 8.96, Commerce and Management, batch 2017. Batch 2018, number 1. Mr. Varish, B Pharmacy, CGPA 7.91, Pharmaceutical Sciences. Ms. Rakhi Yadav, MSc Mathematics, CGPA 9.09, Physical Sciences. Ms. Priyanka, MSc Physics, CGPA 8.53, Physical Sciences. Ms. Jyoti Kaushik, MSc Microbiology, CGPA 8.91, Life Sciences. Ms. Sarita Kami, MBA, CGPA 8.55, Commerce and Management. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for doing the honors. May I now request Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. Mrs. Pankaj Mittal, Secretary General, Association of Indian Universities, to kindly deliver the convocation address and bless all the graduates and postgraduates of the university. Please, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Shri Mahendra Singh Ji, Honorable Chancellor of the University, Mrs. Poonam Singh Ji, the guest of honor of today's ceremony, Professor M.M. Goyal, the Honorable Vice Chancellor of the StarX University, Registrar Shri S.L. Vashisht Ji, Controller of Examination, Mrs. Anuradha Chabra Ji, Dean Academics, Dean of other faculties, heads of the departments, faculty members, gold medalists, and dear students. I deem it a very, very proud privilege to deliver the first convocation address of the StarX University. At the outset, I would like to thank the Vice Chancellor of the University, Dr. M.M. Goyal, for giving me an opportunity to interact with all of you and giving me the privilege of giving the first convocation address of the StarX University, because the first convocation address always goes in the history of the university. So thank you, Professor Goyal, for giving me that honor. And thanks to Mr. Mahendra Singh, the Chancellor of the university, for building such a beautiful university, a university which is growing leaps and bounds with something like 2,000 students in a very short time. So my compliments to you, and also the congratulations to all the students, my best wishes to all the students who are getting their degrees today, and special congratulations to the gold medalists, which I was saying that most of them were girls. So many, many congratulations to all the 15 gold medalists and the 256 students who have got the degrees today. My best wishes, and I know that you will be succeeding in life, you will be doing very good in life, you are entering a future which is totally different from what you have been doing so far. It is a future which is a bit, not till now you were in a protected environment. Now you will be in a environment which will not be a protected environment. There won't be an alma mater who will be taking care of you all the time. There won't be a teachers, principals, vice chancellors who will be taking care of you. You will be on your own. You will be in a working environment. So you have to face the world. And I'm sure the university has prepared you well for this journey, and you will be really doing very well. But always remember that when you go to the outside world, never forget your alma mater, because your alma mater is very, very important. Be proud of your alma mater. You will be forming one of the strongest alumni of the StarX University, because you are the first ones to pass out of here. So wherever you go, whatever you do, make your alma mater proud of you. They should never feel ashamed that, okay, this student is not doing right things. Means don't indulge in any wrongdoing in future, and always do the best thing and make your alma mater proud. But one thing which I would like to tell the students is that this is not the end of your journey of education, because in today's time, education does not end with the university education. It doesn't end with the any type of education, because now the education is a lifelong learning. So lifelong learning will be very, very important, both from the perspective of learning, that you should always be learning, but also from the job point of view, because the job scenario is going to change every second year or every third year, because of the advancements in technology, because of the advancements which are happening every year. I mean, you see 2 years back, what was the scene, and 2 years from now, what is the scene? I do remember like that there's an incident which happened in 100 years back, something in 1905 with Einstein. So what happened was that in 1905, Einstein gave a question paper to his students. And when the teaching assistant saw the question paper, he came running to Einstein. He said, "Sir, there's a mistake." Einstein said, "What mistake?" He says, "Sir, there is a terrible mistake." And Einstein was smiling. He could understand what he's wanting to say. He says, "What is a mistake?" He says, "Sir, this is the same question paper which we gave to these students last year also. And the same set of students, same question paper. I think there's a terrible mistake. We have given a wrong question paper." Einstein smiled and he said, "The question paper is right, because the questions are the same, but the answers are different." Why? Because in 1904, Einstein published 4 papers which changed the very paradigm of physics education, like that theory of relativity, E is equal to mc square, Brownian motion. So 4 papers he published, and that changed the very definition, very paradigm of physics education. And he was wanting to see whether his students have gone through those papers, whether his students have understood those papers. So questions were same, but the answers were different. Similarly, before the national education policy and before the corona pandemic, the questions are the same: what to teach, how to assess the students, what should be the curriculum, but the answers are totally different. Could you even imagine of having an online convocation before the pandemic? No. My whole life has been at UGC, and we have been promoting the online education to a large extent. But what we could not achieve in 10, 15 years, pandemic has achieved in 1 year. Because this type of online education, in which students are going for online classes, teachers are teaching online, because in the beginning when the pandemic struck, we were all sort of dumbfounded what to do, because we were not knowing what to, I mean, when the universities are closed, colleges are closed, students are sitting at home, how to teach. But I must compliment our teachers that they, in no time, they started teaching online. They learned how to teach online, and there were many teachers who were finding many issues because they were not very, very friendly with technology. And I don't even blame my teachers, because they were never asked to be friendly with the technology, but somehow they trained themselves. There were many online courses. Even at AIU, we started many online courses for training the teachers on how to teach online effectively. And they started teaching online in no time. So the total paradigm of education is changing, and now there is a totally different concept. Like, for example, if you know about the scheme of ABC, why I'm wanting to tell you about ABC, because both for the students who are in the university and both for the students who are outgoing today on this convocation, this scheme is of paramount importance. ABC is Academic Bank of Credit. So what is ABC? In ABC, like the way you have a commercial bank in which you deposit money, in ABC you deposit credits. And how do you deposit credits? Every student will have an account in ABC, in the same way the way you have an account in your commercial bank. You will have an account, and you will do courses from various universities and keep on depositing your credits in your account in the ABC. And how will that be done? That will be done in the way that today, say, if you take admission in StarX University, suppose you take admission in B Farm, today so many, 15 students have got gold medals, 256 have got students, have got degrees. But all of you took admission to StarX University in a particular program, whether it is BA, BSc, BCom, B Farm, whatever program. You took the admission in the StarX University. You did all the papers from the StarX University, and today you are getting a degree from StarX University. But in future, you will be having an opportunity to do, say, 3 courses from StarX, 2 from Delhi University, 3 from JNU, 4 from Hyderabad University, two from any other university. So you can be doing courses from multiple universities. And once you do a course in a particular university, you deposit the credits of that university in the credit bank. And once you have a sufficient number of credits, for example, suppose by doing courses in various universities, you gather something like say 200 credits. So once you have 200 credits, and for a BA degree around 120 credits are there, then you will go to any university. It's not necessarily StarX. You will go to a university from where you have done at least half of the credits, that is maybe 60 credits. And if all the credits in the core area are complete, you will go there with those 120 credits, which are earned from multiple universities in multiple disciplines, but then core discipline area credit should be complete. And then you will go there and say that in lieu of these 120 credits, redeem these 120 credits into a degree. And the university, because it will be a member of ABC, will be obliged to do that. So you will get a degree not by studying in one university, but studying in multiple universities. Not by pursuing only one subject, which is generally available because the curriculum is rigid and you cannot be, say, if you are a student of BSc Physics, you cannot be studying economics or commerce or say music or dance. So right now it is not possible, but in future it will be possible. In future, you can be pursuing your passion, whatever you want to learn. Today also, even after you have graduated, you can open an account in ABC. You can take admission in various courses. When I say courses, courses is different from program. Program is a complete BA program. Courses are what we in general parlance say paper. Like in BA, you have 15 papers, that means 15 courses. So in future, you will be able to take admission in courses instead of programs. Program admission will continue as it is, but there will be a facility that a student can take admission in courses, and the courses from different universities. Now you see what it entails for you. So it gives you a lot of freedom of a university, freedom of a course, freedom of timelines, whatever, whenever you want to do, you can learn. So it's a total freedom, whatever you want to learn. And there are so many open education resources that if you really want to learn, sky's the limit. And it will not, the quality of the education will not depend upon the university you get admitted into. If you can study in any university, even in IITs, IIMs, provided you are able to get admission in that particular course, because you don't have to take admission in the entire program, you have to take admission in a course. So today I tell students that if you did not get admission in IIT, don't worry. IIT professor will come to your home and teach you at your convenient time on your laptop. Why? Because the lectures of the IIT professors, which they deliver to their students in IIT, they are all recorded and are available on net. NPTEL is there, in which all the lectures of the IIT for all the disciplines are there. So if you want to study from an IIT professor, you just need a computer and internet. That's all. So just at the click of a button or the click of a mouse, the lectures are available. Even if you want to study from a foreign university, you have seen edX, Coursera, Swayam, which is our India MOOCs platform. A number of courses are available, and most of them are free of cost. The only price associated, that to a very nominal price of 1,000 rupees or so, is taken if you want to appear for an examination and get a certificate. If you don't want to get a certificate, if you really want to learn, just enhance your knowledge, you don't need to pay anything. So this type of sort of information resource base or knowledge resource base was never existing in our country, which is there. So from the students' perspective, I think this national education policy, I always say that this is treating students like a king, because it is giving you the option of multiple entry, multiple exit. If you don't want to study after 1 year, if you don't like the program after 1 year, come out, get a diploma. Right now you cannot. If you come out after say first year or second year, you don't get anything, no, nothing, only the mark sheet of first year or mark sheet of second year, which you just cannot use. So after, say, suppose there are some circumstances where the parents have got transferred, the girls get married, there could be some health issue. So you can get out, say after 1 year, 2 years, and then come back, say after 5 years when the situation is normal, straight away in the third year, not in the first year again, which is the case right now. So these type of flexibilities are given to the students. But I must say to all the students that future will be, I should say that it will be the knowledge economy. The knowledge will help you to gain the jobs, not the degrees. Degrees and jobs will be totally delinked. I also remember that once I was in a conference in IIM Bangalore. And there we met Anant Agrawal. He is the CEO of edX. edX is a platform, MOOCs platform, which is offering many, many online courses. So he was at Delhi airport and he says that I was standing at the airport. One student saw me, he came running and he touched my feet. So I asked him, who are you? He says, sir, because of you, I have got my job. He says, I hardly know you. I have never taught you. How can you get job because of me? He says, sir, you are CEO of edX. I did 10 courses from edX. Those, whatever courses were relevant to him, these 10 courses I did in edX. And when I went for a job, there were many students sitting with me from much better universities than I had studied. But when they tested the knowledge base, I was the best. So they didn't get the job. I got the job just because my knowledge base was good. So that is why he was paying his gratitude to the CEO of edX. So what I want to say is that right now, from wherever you want to study, the opportunities are limitless. So you have to decide how much you want to gain, how much you want to learn, and availability of knowledge. I mean, earlier the knowledge was say constrained within the university, within the time limit when you are a student, within the classroom or the teacher who is teaching you. But now all these constraints are removed. There's no constraint of time, there's no constraint of university, there's no constraint of teacher. So therefore, please acquire maximum knowledge. Technology, because technology is something which is the future. You have seen during the corona time that only technology made us sail through. So technology is something which is very, very important, and in future, anybody who is technology illiterate will be considered as illiterate because most of the functions will be technology based. Therefore, abreast yourself with the technology and learn in such a manner that your knowledge base increases not for once, but forever. Because now there's a facility to keep learning forever. You don't have to wait to become a student. You can be a student at the age of 30, 40, 50, 60, anytime. So you can keep learning. And even for the teachers, I would say that the way you teach today and the way you will be teaching in future will be totally different. Right now, in most of the universities, we are facing using the lecture method, where the teacher is using the notes. In some universities, the notes which were prepared something like 20 years back, they are used for teaching. And they're just sort of reading from the notes and then delivering the lecture in the class. And at times, there's not even an eye contact between the teacher and the student. So that is a scenario which is not going to exist in future, because right now also in foreign universities, this is not the method of teaching. What they use is the flipped classroom method. And what is flipped classroom method? Flipped classroom method, the word suggests flip is totally opposite, means flip the way you are teaching. So in Hindi, if I say, हमारे देश में बच्चे क्लास में पढ़ते हैं और घर पे जाके मनन करते हैं मतलब उसको समझते हैं, अंडरस्टैंड करते हैं. और बाहर के देशों में बच्चे घर से पढ़ के आते हैं और क्लास में मनन करते हैं. What happens there is that in the teacher is giving the lecture notes, the audios, the videos in advance to the students. The students study those material, come to the class, and what happens in the class? No teaching, only discussions, group discussions. So understanding is better, rationalization is better, reasoning is better. Therefore, it is important for our teachers to adopt the flipped classroom method for teaching, and that has been advocated in the National Education Policy also. And if that method is adopted, I think the understanding of the students will be better. The application-oriented studies, which the policy is recommending, that will be better, and for which the teachers have first to learn how to prepare the e-content, or if not, if they're not producing their own e-content, they should know how to search for the relevant e-content in the net, because a lot of e-content is there. We had a EPG Pathshala program in UGC. We have SWAYAM program. There are so many open education resources available. So search for those open education resources, give the links to the students, let the students study at home. In the class, only do the discussion. That will be the flipped classroom method of teaching. And second thing will be the assessment and evaluation. That 3-hour examination at the end of the semester. You have seen again during the corona time how big a challenge that was to hold the 3-hour examination at the end of the semester. And that is not even the right way of assessing the student. So the policy does advocate for a continuous assessment and evaluation based on multiple methods. It could be assignments, activities, projects, say face-to-face interviews, or maybe so many methods are there to evaluate the student. So the universities have to decide that what all methods are good for their university, what percentage they will assign to different matters. For example, what percentage to assignments, what to projects, what to say quizzes in the class, what to activities in the class. So the university has to decide and then adopt the first flipped classroom model and then the continuous assessment and evaluation techniques, and then also train their teachers to follow that, because unless the teachers are trained, they will not be able to follow this. I have seen the universities who are telling their teachers that this time the examination will be open book examination without even training the teachers for even a second on how to prepare a question paper for the open book examination. So capacity building of the teachers is something which is very, very important, apart from the resources you will be having, because when this pandemic came, the biggest thing which we faced was the digital divide, because some students had everything. There were some students who did not have even the electricity. So electricity, first electricity, and then devices, then internet connectivity, and then the adequate bandwidth. All four are important for the online education. So that digital divide has to be bridged. The universities have to work towards that. And I'm sure that in future, the universities will, of course, be spending about brick and mortar structure, because online is going to stay, but not only online is going to stay. The future will be blended mode of education, which will be a sort of a combination of face-to-face and online education. Therefore, the technology or the infrastructure, the technological infrastructure of the universities has to be built in a big way, because without that, they will not be surviving well, because not only for teaching learning, but also for international collaborations. Because earlier we felt that with the pandemic, the collaborations will go down, but later we realized it have gone up, because now it was more cost effective and time effective. So it was very easy to get a foreign professor to teach in your university for a guest lecture. It was very easy and cost effective to have foreign collaborations. And of course, one more thing which we are doing in AIU is that we are establishing an Indian network of international higher educators. Because what happens is that in India, there are some universities who are very good in internationalization. They have many, many international students. But there are other universities who want to do internationalization, but they don't know how to do it, whom to talk to, whom to collaborate with, whom to contact. Therefore, we are making an Indian network of international higher educators, in which the directors of international education of every university will be a member, and there will be a lot of knowledge sharing, resource sharing, information sharing, so that every university, if they want to collaborate with any university in India, they can be collaborating. We are also building a AIU collaboration portal, because right now, if a foreign, we are in touch with many, many foreign agencies. So many a times the foreign universities tell us that if we want to collaborate with the Indian university, then we do not come to know that which Indian university is good in a particular domain area. For example, they have a NAAC rating, they have an NIRF ranking, but that is overall ranking. So if they want to know that which university is good in, say, nanosciences or quantum physics or any other subject, they don't know. So we are building a collaboration portal. I'm sure StarX must have filled in their details on the collaboration portal. And if you have not filled, please do fill, because AIU portal is very, very much consulted by various universities, whether in India or abroad. So there you will indicate what is your best department, best facility, where you want to collaborate with foreign universities. So when you enter your details there, you are visible to the world. So do take AIU portal seriously. Do fill in your information, whether it is regarding admissions, jobs, collaboration, anything. So if you enter your information, you will be visible to the world. And also, please have, I don't know whether you have or not, but do have your social media accounts, whether it is Facebook or Twitter, and do regularly tweet what are the good activities or good things happening in the university, because you have to showcase yourself to the world. Whenever we talk to the QS ranking people or Times ranking people, they say two things are lacking in Indian universities. One is good level of research, quality research, especially in the Scopus indexed journals. And second is the marketing. Indian universities lose out on reputation because they don't tell others what we are doing. So please build on your reputation through various, tell the people that you are doing good things. Why should good things be confined to, confined within the four walls of the university? So therefore, it is my humble request to you and to all the universities that please showcase yourself, have your social media handles. We have at AIU. AIU India is the social media handle of AIU. I personally have a Twitter account, Pankaj UGC, where we keep on indicating what all AIU is doing, so that you have a right to know what AIU is doing. And if your teachers or the vice chancellors, whosoever wants to attend the program, they should be knowing that what programs are coming. You don't have to only depend upon the email. So follow AIU, follow us, so that you you know that what is happening in the world of education through AIU. Even UGC, AICT, everybody has their Twitter accounts, and they regularly tell everybody that what we are doing. So right now, information sharing is very, very important in today's digital world. And I know but the time given to me was very, very less. I must have exceeded my time to a large extent. But again, I will wish all the students very best in life. And the only appeal to all the students will be, don't stop learning. This is not the end of your education journey. Keep learning throughout. You will not be able to survive without learning. So survival of the fittest will mean who knows the best, who has the maximum knowledge, whose knowledge is updated. So keep learning. Thank you very much. Thanks to Professor Goel for inviting me. Thanks to the university, and my best compliments to the university, the chancellor. And I really hope that the university goes forward and is considered as one of the best universities in Haryana in future. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your motivating words. May I now request our guest of honor, His Highness Chancellor Shri Mohinder Singh, to bless all the degree holders by saying a few words. Please, sir.
Good morning, everyone. Honorable Chief Guest of the day, Dr. Mrs. Pankaj Mittal, Secretary General, Association of Indian Universities, Professor M.M. Goel, Vice Chancellor of the StarX University, Registrar Dr. S.L. Vasisht, Controller of Examination, Mrs. Anuradha Chhabra, Deans of Schools, members of the governing body, Board of Management and Academic Councils, Ambassador Skan R. Tayal, distinguished guests, dear graduate, postgraduate, and ladies and gentlemen. Being a Chancellor of the University, I congratulate the graduates and the postgraduate of the StarX University. I am grateful to the entire team for organizing the event with honesty and commitment. I am grateful to the chief guest, Dr. Mrs. Pankaj Mittal, Secretary General, Association of Indian University, for her word of wisdom. Thanks to one and all present offline and online in the first virtual convocation. Thank you very much for everything. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, I would like to invite the chairperson of the convocation ceremony, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. M.M. Goel, for his presidential address. Please, sir.
Honorable Chief Guest of the Day, Dr. Mrs. Pankaj Mittal, Secretary General, Association of Indian Universities, who believes in two-word success story, work works. Our beloved Chancellor, Shri Mohinder Singh Ji, Mrs. Chancellor Poonam Singh Ji, Mr. Ishwan Mohinder Singh Ji, Director, StarX Foundation, Registrar Dr. S.L. Vasisht, Controller of Examinations, Mrs. Anuradha Chhabra, Deans of the schools, members of the governing body, boards of management and academic council, Ambassador Skan Tayal, fraternity of teachers, distinguished guests, dear graduates, postgraduates, and ladies and gentlemen. Convocation is a great day in the academic calendar of a university. First convocation assumes a great significance for StarX University as four-year young stakeholder, as healthy competitor in private sector of Indian higher education system. It is a sacred and highly emotional occasion for the students and teachers to celebrate with introspection of duties and rights. The Sanskrit equivalence of graduation is Sanatak and was used in ancient education system as a procedure to be completed after education and finally taking leave of the teacher to go back home. Graduating students used to take a final
HODs for their untiring efforts and dedications, the hard work and perseverance of the university's staff and faculty, the enthusiasm and devoted efforts of Ms. Nikita for anchoring the event, the generosity of our supporters, and we cannot overlook the role of prestigious associations. And we cannot overlook the role of prestigious associations in establishing and creating the environment. However, ultimately, graduates, it is through your own determination, passion, and talent that you are here ready to make a difference in your chosen professions and in the lives of the people you will serve. It is the great pride and pleasure that I congratulate you on the behalf of everyone assembled here. You have proven you are among the best the country has to offer. Heartiest congratulations to one and all. Distinguished guests, an event of such magnitude does not come together overnight. The wheels have to start rolling months in advance. It requires meticulous planning and execution with an eye of detail. Thank you, IT, admin, finance department, and supporting staff for your never-ending support. We know that we cannot thank everyone enough for their involvement and the willingness they have shown to take on tasks beyond their comfort zones. We want you to know that we are deeply appreciative of your support. Finally, I appreciate having had this moment. It's been such a great honor, graduates. You are not held by hand. You are not pampered. You endured. Here together we endured. And now you have emerged better read and more passionate than when you had begun. You have emerged as the persons you were meant to be. You have emerged whole and complete undoubtedly by the grace of God. I would like to end by saying, carry that spirit with you, and I'm confident that you will make an extraordinary difference in our world. As alumni, keep in touch with us. We hope to see you soon and often in this campus again. Congratulations to all of you, and thank you to all the dignitaries present here. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, ma'am. The Honorable Registrar is now requested to invite the chief guest to declare the convocation ceremony of StarX University closed.
Madam, kindly declare the convocation ceremony closed.
I declare the convocation ceremony closed.
I now appeal everyone to kindly stand up for the national anthem.
Yamuna Ganga Uttara